If you need a new air pump, this one might be the answer. Okay, so let's have a look at it. So what do we get in the box? I don't normally do a massive unboxing because it's just taking things out of a box, but oh yeah, look, bags of airline, fantastic. A user manual, and look at this, look, that's just made to please. Look at that. Now this is a big unit for 5 watts. All right, got a couple of air stones, some back check valves. Oh, well, you can even divide it further. That's pucker, that is. And some air stones, and that is our lot, which is good because we don't need a lot of stuff when it's an air pump. Now that's my hand, so this is quite a lumpy unit, so you need to make sure you got plenty of room. 2 filter positions, rubber feet, can't be hung. It's a shame they don't put a bracket on this. Okay, put a bracket on that. Now I have been told, yeah, look, this is adjustable. Now it's not adjustable each side, okay, it's only adjustable in total, which is a bit annoying. If you've got 2 vents, it would be nice to be able to regulate them between 2, but you can do that with just a little regulator valve. Now you have to excuse my voice, I have a bit of a cold. So let's have a look at these. Yeah, non-return valves. Nice, good, I like them. And these are fantastic, so if you want to keep your airlines nice and neat in the tank, put these in, boom, straight in there, that's good. Okay, so I'd say maybe 2-inch these, 2-inch, okay, which is good. That's a good quality, quite fine, but nevertheless. And of course you can split it again with this, or you can join them into one, so you could have one just coming out of there, which a lot of people do when they've got sponge filters. You have large sponge filters, they tend to do that because you get a better quality of pump for that size. The small ones just don't pump them enough. Now, is this separate all in one? This looks like it is 2 separate portions, which is good. How long have we got this? Wow, that's a lot of... Okay, so we've got over 2 meters of over 2 meters in total, so over 1.5 each, and it's quite a nice rubber. I'm not going to cut this, so I'm not going to use the... Obviously, if you use these, it will reduce the flow a little bit, but I've got another thing set up for that, so how easy to get on. And yeah, so they go on really easy and come off quite hard, which is good. Now, what I'm going to be doing, this is a tiny sponge filter, but it will serve its purpose, because the purpose is there's an air stone in there, as you can, I don't know, let me show you. There's no air stone in this. Okay, it just literally goes to the bottom and comes out round here. Okay, because I find the ones with air stones tend to block up way too quick. And this was for a nano tank that, to be honest, does the job really well. But I wanted to see what it was like with one of these in. Okay, yep, still working. Okay, so I'm going to set it up and we'll get it in the water and see just what it's like. Okay, so I'm going to cut a section of this, okay, purely based on the fact that most things take the least resistance, so all of it's going to come out of one. And again, just breathe down it a little bit. How easy they go on. Yeah, look, very easy, quite hard to come off, so that's good. I've had some, I think it was Fluval, maybe Fluval tube, where it went hard. My fault really, should be checking this stuff, and it just came off and one of my tanks spoiled a little bit, but I was lucky because there was no fish in it and I was seeding it at the time. But you know, you're seeding it with a new filter, it's no good if that happens. Okay, let's go to the tank. Okay, just to give that an idea, that's my kettle, lovely jubbly, that's how I light. So here we go, I've got loads of tube on there. got air stone there and that there, so I'll put it on its minimum at the moment, so it's coming out at its minimum volume. So 3, 2, 1. I can't hear the pump at all. I can't hear it. That's on its minimum though, but we still have a lot of water. Look at that, it's moving so much water. Okay, I'm going to turn it up to its max. Wow. Okay, so damn, that is so quiet. I can't hear it. Hang on. It's making a very low hum. I need to get it away from the water. Let's see if I can move it somewhere else. Bear with me. Okay, the noise is coming from the cavitation, as you can tell, but if I come over to here, that's a very low hum indeed. And 5 watts. Let's turn it away. If I turn it down to the minimum, still pumping water through that, still pumping water, as you can see through that. And I say the noise is coming from the cavitation and not this thing. So I can't hear it. A small bit of vibration. Okay, well that is extremely quiet. I'm going to take it to the fish room. Okay, we're going to plug it in there and see what sort of differences it makes. And as you can see, it's running that. There it is there. That's on full. Look at this, look. It is really moving the water. I can't hear it. That is absolutely silent. I mean, it's just crazy silent. Now, if you put it into context, let me show you. We turn this one off. Hang on, let me get up there. Right, let's turn that one off for a minute. This one. Hear that? Hear that noise, yeah? That's running that and that. It's 12 watt, so obviously it's going to be a little bit more noisy, but the vibration is incredible. Okay, where this one not making any noise at all. Okay, let's do the pros and cons. Okay, well, let's talk about what we like and what we don't like. Well, the price is okay. It's okay. It's not super cheap, but it's on par. Okay, so it's not dear. The packaging is exemplary. I mean, it's just, you're never going to get a broken thing that comes through the post, because this thing's indestructible. Which you need that. So HYGGER's really got the packaging down, especially if you order it from Amazon, and I'll put some links in the description to buy it from there. If you buy it from there, I do get a little bit of kickback, and it does help the channel. But this, I must tell you now, I would not put my name to anything that I thought was rubbish. This is fantastic, and I'm going to show you later on when I do the update on the fish room that I will be using this in my own room. Okay, the noise from this is nothing. If you have it on minimum, it will run, as you saw, sponge filter. I actually run the 2 big sponge filters off this just to do a bit of testing. It did get warm, but so did the Tetra. The Tetra ones I got are quite warm as well. So you know, it's not broken. Okay, now you get lots of this stuff. Okay, and you get a couple of little bits in there as well, which gets you up and running without worrying about anything else. You know, you can actually put, you know, when you run a sponge filter, okay, now I'm not a fan of sponge filters, you know that, but when you run a sponge filter, what happens is it slows down after a period of time because it gets blocked. Okay, and you might need to change the airline tubing anyway, so you could run one and you've got a bit of spare as well, so that saves you a bit of money. But the main thing with this air pump is you can run whatever you like off it, and they've given you the ability to run one thing off it. Yeah, you must have these covered, all right, all times. Otherwise, it's just going to be noisy. If you don't put airline on these with this stuff, it's going to be noisy. So remember that. Yeah, it's got 2 filters which I like, and they're easy to get to. They're not like some of them where you have to pick them out with needles and stuff. They're actually very easy, which is cool. And again, 5 watts. It's nothing. You know, you could run, if you wanted my opinion, with this thing on full. When it's on full, you could take out these 2 elbows, okay, and you could run 4 things. Yeah, so you could have 2 in, 2 in each tank if you wanted to. I mean, in the main ones, you'd have, I don't know, 4 sponge filters running off this. No problem, no problem. And when I looked at the other ones around that sort of wattage, this came out on top, guys. I can't say how good it is. I'm going to be putting it in my fish room, and we're going to keep you updated on that, because, well, to be honest, I think it's worth every penny. So thank you very much for watching. Remember, please subscribe. Any comments are welcome. Take care.